We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Slippy and Thrifty Show. I am Thrifty. With me today is Mr. Matt Sawyer and Mr. Naked Sean. Hello,
Hi
Sean.
everyone. How we doing, guys?
We're going to be doing a show on the alphabet. So get all your kindergartners in the room,
Hello, Julie.
and we're going to teach them the English language today.
Are they going to be spelled correctly, though, with like the U's where they're meant to be?
Yeah, just the first letter was what we're going to deal with today.
All right, okay.
Yeah. Are you guys getting any feedback or echoes or any audio issues over there?
Nope.
Okay.
No, all good.
All right. Good. Probably sound a little different today because I had something break down on me Wednesday. So I'll have to take care of that at some point. But just using the kind of crappy mic today. So if you guys have a little harder time hearing me, just
I
let me know.
sound, honestly, the volume is fine. Sounds
Okay.
fine.
All right.
All good. Yeah.
Okay. Looks like we've got a whopping 15 people in the room right now, according to my figure. But that's probably wrong. Need to go and look at like the actual YouTube thing to get it right. But we have no Mikey today. He had a DJ, or no, not DJ situation. He had you said a gig, Matt?
Yeah, he's gone to a gig with one of his friends who's just found out he's got nothing super serious, but he's got a medical thing going on, so he's taking his friend out.
Okay. All right, so he'll be out today, but we're happy to chip in a little extra to fill the void. Let's get through knife news. Let's bring that up. And of course, we're supposed to have audio, and we don't have that ready. So here we go. All right. So first up, we have a couple of things that Matt added. So go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, these are off the Creeks from Rosecraft. They are currently clearing customs, and they will be with Heine hopefully this week. They're available to pre-order on Heine's website if you want to pre-order them. There's their respective prices. The stag, of course, being more because it's stag. Yeah, if you want one, go order one. If you don't. But the stag looks great. Just
Right.
saying.
So these are also going to be available in the U.S.
They're already available, I think. I'm
It,
sure they're.
yeah, they are. It's selected places, but they had a little bit of a problem with the entire stock getting to the U.S., so there may be a little more limited supply.
Yeah, so
If
the
you,
delivery company lost half of the stock, basically.
yeah, if you're looking to get hold of these, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to jump on them right away, because it might be a
Yeah.
while before they come back.
But yeah, there is the other half of the order is being remade, but it's going to take up to 6 months for the rest to arrive. So if you want one, get it now, or basically wait 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get in.
Buck of the month came out. I'm sorry, the Buck Stealth Run number 10 came out. It was the Buck 110 Slim Elite. The
I
I
quite
guess,
like that, apart from the pocket clip.
yeah, to me the pocket clip ruined it, but it's just like a slimmed down version of the regular Buck 110.
Yeah, I think that would
But
be a great. If they did that for a 112, it'd be a great option if someone wants a slimmer, lighter version, but it to still look like the original.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree about the pocket clip.
I mean, you could always just take it off, but you can have
Yeah.
holes there. But I mean, it's not the end of the world, is it?
I mean it's screwed on there, right? But the idea that I thought was interesting is that they've actually remodeled the entire bolsters,
Yeah.
not like a nylon or some sort of composite material for the handles where they're doing the slim. This is an actual
What blade
actually
steel is that? I can't see.
Magna cut.
Magna cut.
It's Magna Cut, right?
Yeah.
Well, why not?
Of course. But yeah, like I say, I think the only thing I didn't like about it was the pocket clip, like Sean said. But 225, pretty steep,
Yeah.
and so you gotta like it a lot in order to spend that kind of dough. Up next, oh, Friends. Hello. I meant to do something with this, but totally forgot. But, so there you have.
I did wonder when I flicked through. I was like, "What's this about?"
I I meant to
This
do
was
something with it, but I don't even remember what I was thinking at this point.
the wedding photos.
Yes. I'm waiting for the invite, Sean. We got this KC Dragon coming out on the 20th.
Is it carbon steel?
It is not.
Wah, wah, wah.
I believe it is just your normal.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I like everything about that. And if they don't do it in carbon, they don't do it in carbon. But it's a shame.
Yeah. They seem to just kind of be doing these little by little, right? Like all the patterns that they didn't do on the initial release are going back and they're trying to pick up some of the ones that are more common.
Like it's very, very pretty bone on it, the Sea Dragon.
Yeah, if it comes out like that.
Oh yeah.
But as we've seen, natural materials can vary quite a bit.
Yeah.
But that would be $95 for the saddle belly. But
It's lovely, but it's not carbon steel, so I'm probably not going to carry it.
yeah. So there's that coming. Also, 7 new knives from case for the Blue Bone Gator Jig. This is the limited edition series, the number 38. They put the special etching on the blade to let you know that it's just so attractive. But no, these Gator Jig are pretty nice looking. I really like the Barlow actually, but don't have a very large photo to show you because there were so many of them. But they are. Pull this up full screen a little bit better. They are the Trapper, the Barlow, the Canoe, the Whittler, the other Trapper, Muskrat, and the Baby Doc.
Beautiful jigging. I know it's a new jig, but you're going to call it Gator and you do it blue.
Yeah. Well, they've done a bunch of green stuff.
I would have thought
right?
like a swampy green would have been made much more sense for that.
Well, they've just done like a lizard green. They've done a green apple, and they've done the Kermit. So they probably thought that was enough green for a while.
But they called the bone ocean blue and called it Gator jig.
Okay. Here's our pole knife. Is this real? Is this real?
I don't actually know. I've had no partake in this. Sorry for my forehead. I'm looking at the screen really close.
Is this case knife real?
I'm going to go with yes on this one.
All right, you're voting yes. I'm gonna reserve my vote so that I don't give it away. But it is the Case Occupation Series Beekeeper. Beekeeper. What do you think, Sean? Fake or real?
It's hard to say, isn't it? It looks fairly convincing. Yeah, I think I would go for real.
Okay.
I really don't know, but
all right.
I'd guess that it being genuine.
All right. All right, we'll go to this next one. We'll see if this one's... Oh, forgot. Oh, a new stag release, which doesn't happen all that often. So we have the Baby Butterbean and the gift tin, Burnt Stag. $120 or $119
for a butterbean, which is the size of my little finger.
What are you trying to say? You don't want it? Too small?
No. I need stainless steel, so it's a pass.
Right. Yeah. At least they're going with the stag knife.
But why would they pick the butterbean? Why didn't they pick, I don't know, a jackknife or a Barlow or.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
Texas Jack. Would have been a
kind of
good
Case's
choice.
thing, isn't it? I'd love to do
Doing it wrong. Yeah.
doing it wrong. Okay, so
I've seen the knife that comes after this.
right now I want to explain something about this. This price is because you are supposed to submit a photo, and then they add the portrait to the knife, so that's why it's $87. Now this is the example that they provided. This is like a real photo, legitimate photo, a factory photo, right? And kind of gives you an idea of what you can do. You could put any kind of portrait in there and then send this over to Meemaw, because Meemaw loves a trapper with kids' faces on it. But I thought, well, it'd be more fun if we added a portrait of people that we knew right here on the show. So this is what I've come up with. Hello, Meemaw. We love you.
How does it look more rapey when it's done in black and white than it did in
Right. So for those that don't know, this is Andy and Slippy at Blade Show. But I thought that was a good portrait for this.
I knew you were being suspect when you asked for those pictures.
Right.
I was provided no context. You asked for very specific photos.
Correct. So there's knife news. And our poll results are the beekeeper is real, according to our poll. 72% yes. It is real. You are correct. It is a real, legitimate
It's not a
release.
terrible one though. The beekeeper, like, it's a weird job. Like, well, not weird, but it's not a mainstream job, is it? Like,
No, it's really
but
not. Mm-mm.
but the design isn't terrible.
Right. No, it's not as bad as, say, a proctologist knife. Right.
With the speculum secondary blade.
Or the QC inspector over at Case.
Yeah, that's
There isn't
classic.
one. Oh, well, that knife exists though.
Yeah.
Somehow made it. All right, let's go through roll call. You want me to do it, or do you want to do it, Matt?
Do you mind? I've got hay fever and I can't see a lot.
Okay. Peter Tiffany. Hello, Peter. We got Gordon Vanderville. We got Benny at Norwegian Tinkerer. Go check him out. Joseph McDonald. How you doing? Fictional Iceland. Good to see you in here. Kirby Creek Mo. Hello, Kirby. Let's see. Mrs. Naked Sean. Hello, Lynn. We got Slip Joint Sawyer. Hey, Slippy.
Hello.
Scott DeBlades. How you doing, Scott? Always good to see you in here. Mrs. Joy Gay. Kisses to Joy. Hope you're having a great day today, Joy.
Fictional Iceland has replied. He said, I was
Yes.
there when that photo was taken and it was creepy in real life.
Yeah, it was creeps. Super creeps.
Have you got a spare copy of it, John? I just wouldn't mind one.
Oh, yeah. We'll find that for you, Sean. Yep. We got B Shady. We got Norwegian. Oh, sorry, I said that already. Norwegian Benny. We have Griff. He says, evening, chaps. Countdown
Griff?
to dog walk at 6:30ish. So,
oh, Griff. I
yeah.
know you're going to dog walk soon. Are you coming to Tony's on the weekend? It's an important question that needs
No,
answer.
he's not. He's not going to. He's
not.
coming
Okay, well,
for the second session. Yeah.
What do you mean the second session?
Well, there's going to be another meetup in May, isn't it? Or later on in the summer, sometime.
Is that?
No, not May, but later in the summer.
Hey, we're in May. Yeah, okay, no problem.
Yeah. Byron's here. He says, hello, TK, Slippy, and Sean. Nigel Loftus. How you doing, Nice?
Hello, Nigel.
Nigel.
Andrew at Baxter's Blades. How you doing, buddy?
July, okay.
We got to do those. We got to make sure we get that in here. Hey, it worked. Yeah. Where am I? Boomer's Blades. Hi, Boomer. Chief Chief's in here. How you doing, Chief? Oh, there's Tony. Hello, Tony. I made it! FFS. How you doing, Tony? And Stuart McRae. How you doing, Stuart? Ollie? Ollie made it.
Benny has said, Sean, you want to laminate that photo. That way you can wipe it clean.
Stacy, Bolsters Blades. Just joined up on... Go ahead.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Just joined up on Stacy's Discord. I didn't even know it existed, so that was fun. So I've been checking that out. So hello, Stacy. We got Rob 10 Ring. We had a ring on the screen earlier, didn't we? When the King Cat walked by.
Ring. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I believe that's it. So welcome everyone. So we're up to 33 according to my screen. But yeah, let's get started with the alphabet. Who wants to go with A? I think I have A, don't I? Yes. I do have A.
I'm sure Sean will have an A there.
So how this works? Yeah, we're all going to help each other out in any gaps that we may have, or if you just want to add on to the same sort of thing that we're talking about. But the way this works is we're just going to run through the alphabet, and of course we had to associate the letter with something knife related, a knife topic or a knife brand or a knife style or whatever. Just had to be knife related. And with A, thought that was a pretty easy choice. Probably one y'all can predict. We're going to go Sheffield Heavy with Ashley Harrison. Ashley Harrison for A.
Oh, that was the original, wasn't it?
It was the original. So this is the easy open. Oh, my arthritis is bad today. So everybody's got their... Oh, you got the sow belly out, huh, Sean? All right.
Well, I've got several to hand.
Okay.
As is usually the case.
Always an Ashley nearby. Some beautiful twinsy action there, Sean. There we go. And got the Japashley. Matt. Oh, that's a good one. I didn't pull that one out, did I? No. So there you have that. A for Ashley Harrison. For B, I've chosen another custom knife maker from the UK. We're going to go with an Andy Brock for B. Nice jigged bone, his own styling of jig. Really lovely Barlow. So there you have that. So yeah, we kind of had to fill the void because Mikey didn't make it. I thought he was going to be here up until like a couple hours before. So we're trying to scramble and get the letters in. I could have gone a lot of different directions with this, but I went with case.
Oh,
with the script.
Conveniently, I have a case in my pocket, so I can use this clean. I have this, and it was polished and clean, but it's been on my person. I've touched it, so you can probably guess what's happened to the lovely clean bolsters and everything.
Right.
They're no longer lovely and clean.
I thought the script would make sense since it's nice large case scribed on there. So for C, went with the I guess pretty obvious choice. In the case sow belly.
This is the 47 pattern, full flesh only.
But I I got to thinking a little more about the C, and I was like, well, I can double it up. I can go case, and I can go the pattern. So I could go with the case copper lock for C.
Very nice. I like that. That's the larger one, I presume.
Yes, yes it is, sir.
It's got the wrong shield on it.
Ah, let's UK it up.
I really like the blade shape on those. It reminds me of a Camilla clip, with that swedge and the long pull. It looks great.
Yeah. I've told the story before, but this one was the one that was in the vehicle with us when we crashed. So I think I'll always remember that moment with this knife. It takes me back.
Yeah.
Okay.
PTSD knife.
Yeah. So D, Sean, what did you choose for D?
Well, I went for a blade shape, really, just the drop point.
Oh, nice. Okay. I don't know if I've got one of those.
Blade shapes, actually, and this one was an old one I bought years ago. It's made in Japan, 440. And it's been a good, solid knife, really. It's chunky.
It looks a bit like a 112.
Well, it's come on, I've got a book here somewhere. Oh, yeah. Well, there's a 110 next to it.
Okay, so it's a bit way bigger than I thought it was.
Oh yeah, good size handle. But it's, I mean, in terms of shape, I just love this.
Yeah, that is nice.
A working blade.
Mm-hmm.
I've got numerous examples with a drop point. This is the Benchmade model. That is that the Bruin?
I don't want to show what it is because we're going to be going into that one later, but I just thought I showed the blade.
And also something a bit different. One I don't normally, or it doesn't normally get shown a lot on here, does it? We don't.
Nah. This is weird.
The thing with the friction folders is
they're dangerous
when you're carrying them.
Yeah.
When they're folded up. If you're using it and you've got a decent grip on it, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that kind of I don't like about a friction folder is that. But
Little pokey up bit. Well, especially if you have a little bit of a rubber tire around the waist.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Sean, for the D. Nice. Matt, you got E, right?
Yep, I went for Metric.
Nice.
This is olive wood Ettrick.
Nice.
And although this is probably my least favorite Arthurite in my collection, it's an Arthurite, so I have to have one. Not super comfortable to hold for me, but for a certain task, it's perfect. Makes more sense holding it in this grip, so pull towards you. So for peeling, it's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, full cuts. Yeah.
There's a nice snap on these as well. It has like crazy action. You can see the blade nicely centered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that termination point comes right up as well, so you haven't just got a huge channel. But the olive wood is what sold me on this one.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those knives where the blade's designed to be smaller than normal for the handle size, right?
Yeah, Sean's got one with a really nice olive wood on it. I'm pretty sure he's probably got it in his hand right now.
I have, and the knife.
Okay, you got it there with you. All
right,
there you go, Sean.
Yeah, it's lovely piece of olive wood. I'd really like to see this Ettrick blade as a secondary blade on a Barlow. I know they do the Barlows with a little pen blade, but I think it would be fantastic.
Yeah. Now, Mimo asked me if I'm familiar or seen a Schrade C648. I don't know what that is. So maybe give us a little more of a description and I'll bring that up.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay, so that was E. F went to Sean. So what do you have for F?
I have which I kind of already shown really. Finger grooves.
Ah, that's an interesting choice for F.
I went slightly different for F.
You picked something for F too. Yeah.
I did, yeah. Farmer's knife.
Oh, farmer's knife. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Or farm hand.
Yeah. But yeah, I really. Yeah, I've told the story about how I came to get this.
Yeah, you scammed Tiny.
Scam Tiny.
Well, yeah, I ordered a 110
Uh-huh.
many years ago now, and it came and the blade was very poor, very loose, wobbly. Spoke to them at Heine's and they said, "Oh, yeah, no problem, we'll replace it." And they didn't have any of the standard 110s in. He said, "Oh, we've only got the finger groove ones," but he said, "Oh, you know, if you're okay with that, we'll swap it." Which obviously normally they're slightly more expensive, so I ended up getting the finger groove version for the price of the standard one. And I was very pleasantly surprised when I got it in hand because it.
And a knife?
Yeah. They're really comfortable finger grooves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fits like a glove. Fits like a glove. Okay. Awesome F. All right. Okay, so now we are into G, and I believe that's your range, right? That was your range.
It was me. And G, 10 is what I was
wait.
going to say.
Wait a minute here. Oh, I had the G. My bad. I apologize. That was me. I didn't ask y'all to do that. You started H. That's what it was. Okay, so I had for G. Anyway. I had gun stock.
Ah.
So a nice Cragless Stag from Roastcraft.
I have a G because I happen to have one right here.
You do have a G, huh?
Yeah, I went for Gerber.
Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, that's your newly created G.
Yeah. So, story about this one. It was for sale at Newark for about 100 because it had a gold and ruby shield in it here. And I know people are going to hate me for this, but I didn't want to pay that for it. So the guy took the shield off, and I put my own shield on there and paid a lot less for it. But I'm glad I still picked it up because it's fantastic. It's basically full brass with, I don't know, like a millimeter of wood in there, especially the thickness of it. But it's a great little pocket knife.
I just think that's really cool what you decided to do with the little.
Obviously, you can see why I picked this bullet if you look at the very top.
I can't read it. Does it say something?
Okay, it says 69. Oh, so that's why I picked that.
All right. That casing was 69. Huh? All right. All right. So the gun stock and Gerber, and there's Sean's gun stock.
Gun stock, and I do have a Gerber as well. Got the dime multi-tool. So yeah.
All right. Thank you, Sean. Okay. So now.
H.
I believe that's where you started, right? Was it the H?
It was me, wasn't it? Yeah.
What is that? Yours, Hairy Puss? Is that what yours is?
Harry.
That's This is one of our cats, rather than being a sort of strange interloper. H. Just excuse me, puss. Me. You know, I've totally forgotten what I was doing. I've gone blank. H. What was H?
Heine Haynes.
Would you like me to do my H while I'm here? Because I'm finding them as we go along. Oh, there we go.
Was it Heine?
Heine Haynes. They're exclusives that they do. The only downside is they're red.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Well,
not all of them.
A lot of them are. A lot of them are.
Yeah.
Not all of them, no, but a lot of them are. But you do get the opportunity to pick up knives that are slightly cheaper because they're part of their exclusive line.
That's what I like about it. There's a lot of exclusives. Sometimes you see them and they're more money. With the Heine ones, they're a good couple of quid less.
Yeah. And over the years, there's been some good ones. Oh yes.
The arthritis, red liners, underliners, and it's ebony.
Yeah.
And then apart from that, my other H I've got here is a Howarth. So that's a Sheffield brand. They were made in the same building as Arthur Wright, for anyone who doesn't know. And this is a split back whittler. You're not going to be able to read that tang. It's very clear, but it's very small. Kind of Howarth. And this one is a senator's knife. It's one of the ones with a stamped blade, and they're all hand forged. That's a very nice one. Great snap, big chunky brass liner on there. So that was a really good one.
That is, isn't it? That was a Howarth.
Lovely lamb's foot.
Yeah, again, made in the same factory as the Arthur Wrights.
Yeah. You know, I've just noticed I don't think we have Cherrick in here today, do we? So we are mod free today because I don't see. Huh? What's that?
I'm sure we'll survive.
Scott says I picked up a Vivian cutlery Stockman made in St. Paul, Minnesota yesterday.
Nice.
Cool.
Not familiar with Vivian. You're always learning something, aren't you? Okay, absolutely. So you got let's see. I guess we're on.
Which, following your comment about always learning something, I decided to say information.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it's great to pick up books or look online. I mean, we're blessed these days with the amount of information available online. However, you can't beat having a book that you can sort of flip through and look.
It's laced full of information. It's like 400 years worth of information or something.
I don't know if you can see here in the background, but this stack of books right here, knife books.
My knife books are on said shelf there. Down it.
Right.
There. They're there.
What was some of the ones that you would recommend? Kind of tell people which ones you really, really enjoyed. What was the title of the one you were showing there, Sean?
So this is the Directory of Sheffield Cutlery Manufacturers, and it's dated 1740 to 2024.
Mm. And that was the book that Mikey picked up for everybody at the famous Sheffield shop, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that's right. When we were there, the three of us went up in January, I think it was.
Yeah, start of January.
We had a look at the Is that the one you got in Texas?
Yeah, the Vines guy John picked up for us. This one's fantastic. And while we were actually on our hunt in a pawn shop, I found this one for $5.
Oh, that was the
And this
one I
is
was thinking of. Yeah.
fantastic. This is, I need to bring this to show you, Sean, because you wanted to look at it and every time I forgot to bring it, but it's just full of different patterns and the companies that make them. And it's old, but it mainly includes Case, Remington, Winchester, Queen, Schrade, Western, Keen Cutter. So it's mainly
All
the
the American, top
yeah,
brands.
but they're fantastic. It doesn't matter if it's an old copy, it doesn't matter because a lot of the vintage stuff is going to be in there. Those patterns aren't new recently. These
Mm.
patterns are like hundreds of years old.
And the other thing is old catalogues. Excellent source of information.
Oh, is that the
This
old Whitby?
this is an old Whitby catalogue from '93.
I was two.
I used to go into a hardware shop in town. Bought several. In fact, it was where I bought my first Victorinox knives from. And the guys in there knew me, and it must have been towards the end of '93, or possibly '94. And he said, "Oh, do you want this whole catalogue?" And I grabbed it. I mean, look at these 700 series
Right, the books.
books. It's great. Another great source of information. I've got numerous old catalogues, not as many as I'd like, and not all are as good as some of the others.
They're really hard to find here, though, aren't they? Like it's
Yeah.
very, very rare you'll find any literature on books at all.
Yeah, this is a
So
nice one. It's a Joseph Rogers one from the 50s. And the nice thing about this one is the larger pictures there are actually life size. It says life size on it, so you do get the chance to get a real idea of how big.
Yeah, appreciate the scale of it. Yeah, and that's already proved useful because you guys have used that with
Yeah,
some of the designs that you've sent to Ashley and things, right? So
but yeah, some cracking patterns in there.
did you
That
find the knife I gave to you in there as well?
but yeah, was it? Wasn't that one? Was it?
It was that one, yeah.
Yeah, because I actually laid it over the top of it, and it kind of.
Yeah.
I think it was slight. There was some slight differences. There was an extra line of text on the tang stamp, so it was probably different by a couple of years or so. But other than that, it was pretty much identical.
Would you like to know what my eye was?
Go for it.
sure.
Mainly because Baxter was talking about it earlier, and I was back before. I went with Imitation Stag,
Oh yes.
Oh, that's good.
6.5, and this is carbon steel Salwelly from Case, and you get the Federal Shield on it, which is cool. You don't normally get that on 6.5. And this is one that Caitlin helped me acquire.
Fantastic.
It's CV. I think it's. I want to say it's a. There's 4X's, so I want to say it's a 2006, based on that time. And then it has this blade on it too. There we go. Finish with that.
Good.
Nice.
All right, so moving on to Jay. What do you have for Jay, Sean?
What did I have for Jay? I know what I had for Jay. Japan. And I need a coolie hat and no. This was one I picked up from one of Matt's sales on Discord, and this was a little Japanese, strangely called Taylor brand, but made in Japan, and it's a great little knife.
That was bone, wasn't it? I think. I can remember.
Yeah, bone, and it's in the sweet spot size wise for me, for kind of daily carry.
Hmm. The Goldilocks zone.
The Goldilocks zone, definitely. But Japan produced some really good quality knives. I know there's lots of Spydercos made out there. As I showed earlier, this drop point knife was made in Japan, and it's been great, so solidly built. Although it's only a basic steel, it's really doesn't seem to lose its edge very easily at all. It's it just seems to go on and on, so the heat treat must be really well done. But yeah, they do produce some great stuff. I had something else Japanese, and I can't remember what it was and where I put it. But yeah.
That's a great J. I thought that was going to be a little more challenging letter, but you pulled that one off. Nice. Okay. So what about K then?
Well, there was an obvious one that I would have chosen, which would have been a K-bar.
Right.
However, I don't think I've got the K-bar anymore. And what I was...
So Matt's going to help you there.
You're not going to... It's a keen cutter.
Oh, keen cutter. Oh, there you go.
This one's very, very abused. It's been left to rot, basically, but I've put edges on it and cleaned it up as much as I want to. It was a split back whittler, but as you can see, that blade in there is, yeah. But yeah, nice little, still a good snap on the blade.
I'll match your keen cutter with one Cutmaster.
Ah, another good one.
Very nice.
It's the Girl Scout knife that Randy gifted me. Of course, Cutmaster, American brand. Got a long history. So what did you choose then, Sean? You did not. Did you come up with something?
I've got a complete blot of what
it was.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll just come back to it if you remember. We can go to L.
So L, I was looking at lockbacks.
Ah. Nice.
Now, obviously, I've shown the book. I've shown that Japanese-made knife, but this was one made by Ika for Normark, and these were produced sort of, well, from the 80s, I think, but well, definitely from the 80s because they're in some old catalogues I've got. And this one's quite unusual because it's got this little brass tab at the back, and if you lift it, it swivels out a lanyard loop.
That blade almost synthetic. To me looks like they were going to go, let's do a massive fat spinner clip.
It is an unusual blade shape.
It's like a ram style.
A ram's clip.
A ram clip.
A ram's clip, yeah. I brought another one down, and now I can't see it.
How you doing, Mikey? Mikey made it in. He says, hits the thumbs up. So please do.
There's another Ika. And this is more of a drop point. It also lock back.
That looks really well built.
Yeah, they're good little knives, really. This one's a hollow ground. They also did a version that was taper ground. It's got a bit of checkering on the covers, and this one has a solid lanyard tab at the back, where the other one is just plain. Slightly different thickness.
Yeah, there's similar. Andrew says he has a petrified fish with a similar blade shape to that one you showed, the ram clip thing. Yeah.
This is the sort of bigger brother.
Is that the one with the cool lock on it?
Yeah, the lock on this is this lanyard tab. So you depress that and it releases the lock.
Nice.
But it's got the brass liners on it. Yeah, it's a nice solid knife actually.
Okay. So L for lockback.
12.27, I believe.
How
Yeah, L for
how
lockback.
about M?
M, that's me.
M is
I
you?
went with M is me.
Okay.
I went with man-made materials, as in handle materials. So the first one here, I've got a synthetic cover on this nice old Arthur Wright and Sons lamb's foot with the rat tail bolsters.
Nice.
And this was one we picked up in Altica, I think.
Man made.
Next one is the original Britbuster in the red micarta with a very, very clean, unused blade.
Yeah, I'd say you used that a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And then my third one for M is micarta again, but this is on my Shing Saltbuster. It's got that beautiful OD green micarta, really nice chunky liners. And look at those.
Yeah, that is thick.
Great weight to it, great action, and it's got a nice nail nick on it, but it's not needed. There's enough of the blade, you can pull it open.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great knife. Perfect work knife. It's just for me again, the Goldilocks zone for a handle. The thing is,
a sodbuster with a bit more body to it, right?
yeah, it's just over, right about 3.5 inches. So it's on the small side, but for me, it's plenty sort of big enough. But yeah, this is fantastic.
So Mikey's referring to that first one as the Mark One because they've got the newer one that Ashley did with the half stop.
With the half stop, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is this one.
Oh, you got that one, Joe. All right.
Yeah. So the same red micarta, but as Mikey pointed out, it has the half stop. Yeah.
Nice. Another Ashley. Very Ashley.
Great.
We never hesitate to show an Ashley. Love them. Okay, so what's next, Matt? N.
I went for, as a polar opposite, natural handle materials.
Ah, okay.
And I've got two examples of wooden handle materials here. This is a Senator from Arthur Wright. This is in ebony. Beautiful work spring and liners.
Twinsies.
Sean has the exact same knife. John, you got one of these too, don't you?
I do, just not near me.
Okay. But mine, I would try to not use it for the longest time and then have an accident.
With a bit of bacon.
Yeah, bacon and sausage.
Oh no!
Oh no, sausage gone. And then the other one I pulled out for this one is another old Sheffield knife. This one by C.J. Johnson, and this is a two-bladed jack. And this is actually the one I took to took to Texas and carried while I was there. And this has got really nice rosewood on it.
There's the Senator.
Very nice, that.
Yeah, the Senator's a great band. And there's the tang for CJ Johnson. It's like a flagpole.
Yeah.
A flagpole CJ, and then you've got Johnson, Sheffield, and England underneath. But this one was in fantastic condition. This is a bunch of knives that Mikey picked up for me. I think I got 5 knives for 50, and 4 of them were immaculate. So I don't understand. The guy obviously didn't know what he was selling, but these are fantastic. And look at that. No, I don't have. I have a couple of French knives, but none of them have the blade wrap.
Yeah.
But that is what I picked for N, so natural handle material. For N, yeah, natural. And then for O, I went for old.
Old.
And for old, I have this George Wolstenholme IXL Trapper, single blade Trapper, Mariner's
You
knife.
know what I thought you would do for an O after
What's
I
that?
thought of orange, which was kind of basic. It's Ottermesser.
Yeah, that one's kind of packed away as a gift though, so I can't really get it out.
Ah, okay.
But this is one I traded with Drew in Discord for, I can't remember what it was. Oh no, I bought this one from him, and this is Buffalo. I've recently cleaned it up, that's why it's actually shiny. And you can see the feathering on the back there.
Mm.
Carbon steel blade, rat tail bolsters.
I like it.
The blade has been used. You can see some of the end of that clip is gone, but the snap is still fantastic. Great action on it.
Old.
Yep. That is what
Did you have an otter, Sean?
The dry and eaten.
I thought you might be chomping at the bit to show that.
Yeah, it's a great knife. Absolutely great knife. Very well built. You've got the double rat tail bolsters there. Carbon steel. Great work knife, really.
Thank you for that. Back at L, I actually just had this one in hand, and I remembered it's not an official Ligure, if I'm pronouncing that right. But for those that missed out on the L for the Frenchy brand, Frenchy style.
On the blade wrap.
Yeah, the blade. Thought I'd entertain you with that. So there you have the French Ligure. All right.
While you're on the subject of French,
What you got?
that's the Duke.
There you go.
Fantastic little blade. Super slicey, super lightweight. This one tends to live in my wallet actually, and just it's so light you kind of forget it's even there. This one was a gift from Elon.
Thank you, Elon.
Last year, this sort of time actually, or slightly later.
Would you like to see what I picked for P, which will please someone else in the chat who whinged about it earlier on?
What's that?
So my pick for P, I went with Pruner.
Hey. Oh, the tablet.
The Traveller, yeah, and the rosewood on it. It's never going to show on camera, but outside in the sunlight. Tony, I'll bring this for you to look at when I come to the camp on the weekend. It's phenomenal.
It's got the signature sort of faceted bolster, yeah.
Yeah, like tapered off,
Yeah.
almost sort of squared off. If you kind of, you can see the profile of it there.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got the this is the Trevor Ablett, and this one has got the etching on the blade. Probably not going to show very easily.
You can just make that.
Make it out there. But yeah, very similar shaped handles, the same sort of bolsters.
And when you designed your knife on that day we designed the knife, you used a similar bolster, didn't you? You used the
I
faceted
did,
style.
yeah, because it's a great, and it's not unlike really the Taylor's.
No.
Yeah, it's not that much different.
Except it's pinched. There's a pinch
Right.
at the end there, but it's that similar chamfering.
And this is a peach pruner. This one's in ebony. This is the one I picked up when we got the nubby breakfast with Sean and Mikey in Bakewell. Again, the colour never shows on camera, but there's a lot of coloration on there.
Yeah. I need to get one.
Not a knife I'm ever going.
Next
I'm not
time-
a knife I'm ever going to carry, but the snap on it's ridiculous. And it was just, I bought it mainly for the ebony on it because I've never seen the coloration on there be like on this. It's almost got, you know how rosewood gets that light brown to it and it goes red? It's almost like that. What's next is Q, isn't it?
Well, while you're still on the P, I'll just quickly show this brute.
Is that the big boy one we saw the other day?
It is the big boy one, yeah. But it is just really nicely made.
Whoa!
Oh, it's nicely made.
Lively.
Some action on that.
Snap. Yeah. Most action I've had all day.
Okay, so Q. Now here's a good one.
I've not picked a QSP, Tony, because as you can imagine, I don't have one because I don't have any moderns apart from a Para 3. I went with Queen, and not just any Queen. I went with USA-made Queen. And this is one that I had to rebuild because someone had butchered a pin and tried to redo it themselves. So I'll show that first. So this damage on the bolster was already there. For some reason, they'd hammered a nail through and damaged the bolster, but I've managed to pin it so that it's usable. But you can see there's my pinning down here, the difference.
Mm-hmm.
But this is in the sort of winter bottom synthetic, and this one is from 1981.
Nice.
Great find.
And this is one, all the blades have got good snap now, even the clip point. I think it's a beautiful knife.
Yeah.
That's the back springs there. So that was a really nice one.
Great choice.
I do have a QSP.
Well, there's the old slip joint penguin, right?
That thing's a strong.
It is indeed. And it's a tank of a knife, this is. Oh, we can talk on it.
Ooh, nice.
And it's 14C, I believe, from this
I
one.
think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Great shape for a working blade.
Yeah, Mikey bought mine off me when I had one, and he loves the blade shape of it. He's a lover of the straight blade.
Nice usable choil on it. Yeah.
Yeah. You can get. You've got to be careful though, because it's quite sharp.
I rounded mine off right on that corner.
Yeah, especially I've got quite fat fingers, and it can have a little nibble at them if you're not careful.
Okay.
Okay, so for R, I went with restored or refurbished. And this is one of the knives. So if Joy's still in here, I'm not sure if she is. Yes, she is. So Joy, I sent you a video of this earlier on, but this is one of the knives that you sent in your box for me to sort of restore and then move it on to the members of the community. This is a Sabre Stockman. The two pen blade and the sheepsfoot blade were not really savable. So I've turned it into a single blade Stockman. You see the Sabre Japan there. And
That's fantastic.
And I've used
you did a great job.
the wood is yew, and I've put a faux bolster in up here. and all hand pinned. There's the centering.
Fantastic.
Nice long pull on it. And this wood is from Peter Tiffany. So, Peter, I really appreciate you sending those handle materials. They are getting used.
Wonderful, Peter.
And this
That's lovely, isn't
this
it?
one is going to go to
That's
someone
great.
that was very close to Randy. This one is going to Tony Tenches. So, Tony, this is your knife from Joy. After I've sort of tinkered with it.
Fantastic.
So I hope you enjoy it, Tony. I didn't take too much of the patina off on the blade because there is really nice natural greying. Just sort of cleaned it up a bit. But yeah, this one's for you, Tony. I'll bring it up with me on the weekend.
Awesome.
But the scales are fully handmade by me. There's nothing I've made them myself.
Very nicely done, sir.
Thank you, Stuart.
Excellent.
So, and then for F, I went for Sentimental. And this one's one of the knives that was waiting for me in Texas when I arrived from Mr. John. And this is the Sky Blue Sodbuster.
That colour looks very similar to something else.
Yes. It's fantastic. I love the shield. What do they call it? The ham tooth, don't they call that shield? Or the arrowhead or something?
Same color as Slippy's scrote. No, not the right thing.
But this one is perfect.
Yeah, it really did come out nice.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
both, Mikey and you both, got some really nice examples.
Yeah, very nice. I'm very grateful for that one, John. Thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome, sir.
Lovely.
And that marks the end of my last letter. I believe we're on to you now, John.
Okay. I'm glad I've made a list, or I would have forgotten what I had. First up, for T. I could have gone in a couple directions, so I decided to just go ahead and pull out two knives. But for the first one, I went with Taylor's Eyewitness.
Aha.
And of course, this is their standard model here. Sean showed this before, but we got the tapering and then the pinch on the bolster. But this is their basic model. Pretty affordable. What do these cost over there, boys? They're like about $35, something like that.
38, something like that.
38 pound. There you go. So definitely, this is one of the first British knives that I got a hold of. So excellent wood on there for just being basic. What would you say the wood handles are on that? Just some kind of hardwood.
Yeah, they always just call it hardwood, don't they? But it looks almost like a tiki kind of.
Some kind of basic wood,
to me.
very affordable type wood. Now the other T that I came up with shortly after I had decided on the Taylors was the Tekla. Now I've gotten that right, haven't I? That is the Tekla.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's the Tekla.
Now this is the same pattern that Patty chose for his club knife when that comes out. So for those of you who are curious what the Tekla was, there's an example. Beautiful sort of in-between blade of a Wharncliffe and sheep's foot. Sort of a shorter Wharncliffe, I guess you would say, than most.
Shorncliffe.
Yeah, a Shorncliffe. Yep. But this again one from Arthur Wright and Son, and like Sean's earlier. That's a little bear trap. Okay, so for you, this one went pretty obvious straight away. I knew what I was going to use for you. Can you guess now what it is?
Ulster.
Ulster. Now, Ulster made a few of the old-timer knives, and you can see 3 of them here on this promotion on the Prince Albert tin. And then, do you have Prince Albert, Sean?
No, police have it with metal detectors at the airport.
That's probably the answer I should have expected. I was hoping you'd say yes, so I could say, "Will you please let him out of the tin?" But this is a old-timer Ulster made 58 OT, I believe. This beautiful little Stockman, 3 blades. If I could just get it opened up here. My nails are failing me. There we go. This is the same one on the tin, so if you compare.
Very nice. We saw one of those tins while we were out somewhere, although it didn't have the knives on it, because Matt spotted it and said, "Oh, quick, just have a look at that." And
didn't turn out to be the one with the advertising.
Yeah, no. I've seen multiple since, and none of them have the knives on it. But someone gifted me one with the knives on the back, so I was looking for one for you and for Mikey, but I've not come across any more yet.
Yeah, I'll definitely pick those up for anybody that wants them if I can find them on eBay, for affordable price. Yeah, they're out there. Okay, so there's an Ulster, and I had to ask the boys because I'm slightly slow.
Yes.
What would be a good V? I couldn't think of a V. And then they immediately told me how stupid I was. And Matt's trying to ruin the surprise. I've gone with Victorinox.
you gone with Alox?
Alox Victorinox.
Oh yeah, Victorinox.
Yeah, so this is my Farmer X. I got this one off of Slippy. Love this knife. I'm going to carry it until it's a well-worn sack.
Good.
Because everybody loves a well-worn sack.
Oh, don't we just?
But this was a special one from, what was it, Messer?
Messer & Co, yeah. German company.
Yeah. But they were actually, you were a little bit wrong about what the letter was. They're actually promoting this brand called Winger. Not Wenger, but Winger. Right? I guess it's on their site exclusively. So that's what that logo is. I had to kind of play around and find out.
Wiener?
Yeah, Winger.
Oh, Winger.
So hey,
Complain.
beautiful, beautiful knife. Thank you so much, Matt, for that one. So there's my W. For X, did you guys have any ideas for X? Because what I came up with was extra large.
Oh.
Okay.
That is large.
Yeah, this is the Boker Bad Boy. Or Bad Guy, sorry. Bad Guy. And it's probably one of the largest slip joints that I own. So went with XL on that one. This is just a fun knife. Tony likes these kinds of blades, but I'm not sure he would like one that large. The big fat clips. The putty knife clips.
Yeah.
And we got the little skull. Kind of reminds me of the movie, was it Mask? No. Ghost? What the hell is it called? Somebody help me out. What's that movie with that?
Very random knife, that, isn't it?
Yeah, with that. Scream, that's it. Thank you, Sean. Blanking on that. But this one from Boker, really cool slip joint. And you can see It's kind of like Slippy. You put that faux bolster on there, that little groove.
Yeah, I got the idea from that from a recent Ashley.
Right.
Thought I would give it a go. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah. Okay. My dog is barking, and I'm afraid he may mess the house if I don't get up and go let him out. So you guys want to play around with
Yeah, you
Y?
go sort.
Play around with Y, and I'll be
Yellow.
right back. Yeller. Okay. You me to go to you, Matt, or do you want us to keep it on the multi-screen?
I only keep it on both because I only have one yellow Delrin.
All right. I'll be right back.
Well, when we were talking earlier, it seemed to be the obvious choice, and one that I'm sure Randy would appreciate as showing as well his absolute hatred of yellow dog.
See, I really like this knife. I did have a mini trapper, well, small trapper like this with the Warncliffe, but it was stainless steel, and I prefer carbon steel much more to the point where I got the one with
Yeah,
the ugly blade. But I have seen people turn them into different things, and I had an idea from back one of Baxter's video. He said people turn them into Warncliffes or even easy open razors, and I think that's what I'm going to
yeah,
try and do. But I'm also going to buy a cheap, nasty trapper from some unknown brand to practice on, but I'm going to turn the end of the spay into a razor. So I'm just going to take the point the other way. So it's kind of like
yeah,
this.
There's my
yeah.
Yeller example.
Is that the one you didn't want to show earlier?
Yeah, this is the drop point. I doubled up on the letters on that one. Yeah, Randy's favorite, right?
Yeah.
What you got there, Sean?
Well, it's just another trapper. Matt was just talking while you were attending to the dog's needs about modifying the
Oh yeah,
long spay.
right.
I think that would be a good idea because, I mean, I don't mind it. I tend to, when I carry this, which I haven't done for quite a while, I must be honest, but when I did carry it, I tended to use this for all the dirty jobs. You know, like opening packages where there's tape everywhere and stuff. That's one thing about having a blade with a knife with more than one blade. You can kind of keep one for clean stuff and keep another one for dirty
Right.
tasks.
Yeah. For me, that's if I'm carrying a single blade knife, the sack
Well,
gets the
the
abuse.
spaying does get to be a dirty task.
The dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
I will try it, and I will share my update of how it went. Probably terribly, but I will try it, and this will be a razor at one point.
Okay. Well, I'd love to
Yeah,
see the
just wondered
results.
whether you
Yeah,
could,
play around with it. Okay.
whether you could make a thin. Lost the power of speech. A thin. What are these called? What are these called? Sodbuster. Bloody hell! The struggle is real. Whether you could make a thin sodbuster blade.
Yeah.
Right, like a drop point style. Yeah.
You could even do the world's
Because you
smallest clip and just cut that corner off and curve it in and have like a little clip right at the very end.
Yeah. Doesn't work.
I
Doesn't
guess
look
it's
real
the
great.
trouble is it's
Yeah.
you've got to make sure that the tips not exposed, haven't you? But yeah, be interesting to see how it goes, making it into a razor.
All right, and I'm guessing everybody is kind of curious what I'm going to choose for Z, because obviously that's
Zebra wood.
That's what I wanted to use. I don't have any.
Sean does.
Okay. Well, we'll do Sean first then. But I did come up with something.
Where did you get that from, Sean?
Well, as if you don't know. This was one that Matt recovered for me. This lovely zebra wood. It's an old Lockwood's Brothers lamb's foot blade with the blacktail bolsters. And yeah, it's turned what was an unusable knife into a very useful carry, actually. It is one I carry quite a bit, and carried it as a knife to use at work quite a few times at the moment. But yeah, it looks great. Nice size. I like the extra sort of thickness you get with
Yeah, the custom. Well, yeah.
with the custom
Right.
covers. Yeah,
So
great.
with Z, I decided to go with one of our frequently residences in the chat.
Zen.
Been a great member of the community.
Zen.
Correct. Zen Ali. And here is a knife that Zen sent me a while back. It's a little classic SD.
Oh, Bigfoot.
And yeah, it's Bigfoot. And I love the little saying on the back. It says, hide and seek world champion.
Yeah.
Right?
Why has it got Tobocop on there?
Sorry?
Sean will know who Tobocop is.
I don't know that. Yeah. But thank you again to Zen. Great little collectible SD. And I've just kept it fresh in the package. But there's Bigfoot on the back. So there's my Z for Zen. You guys got anything for Z?
Well, I've got a Z for.
Oh yeah. All right.
One from Zen, the Hammer brand.
That's right.
This is an absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, hold on. Before you go any further, I have to say it properly because I've got the English police in here telling me I'm saying Z incorrectly. It's Z, Griff. Z.
I got this from Zed Ali. Same, very kind gift, a Hammer brand, and it is a big boy.
Yeah. Griff is a fan of that one.
Yeah, it's lovely. Lovely bone. Really nice federal shield on it as well.
I found one of my Zen knives.
Have you? Yeah, I love that knife, Sean.
This one wasn't a gift. Zen gifted me the Trash Panda Tinker. This is what I bought from Zen, and I picked up while in Texas. This is the Schrade Barlow 206, yeah, in the Delrin and the work bolsters.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Very cool. Yeah, that's one that's pretty popular on eBay when they go for, you know, pretty decent amount of money. Sorry, mosquito on the wall there.
Love the clip. But yeah.
So Zen Ali for Z. All right. Well, that concludes the alphabet.
We made it. We
made it through all 26 letters and made up things as we had to make things fit. But we are now at our stopping point because we are now at an hour and 19 minutes. So I want to thank everybody for coming in today. We missed you, Mikey. Hope you'll be back next week. And thank you, everybody, for coming in. Don't have any moderators to thank because none showed up today. So, Chaddock, what are you, boy? And we had no Holden either today, so I guess they were too busy. But appreciate you coming on, Sean. Some fantastic knives you showed today. Everybody keeps encouraging you to start your own channel. They say you got the backboard for it, the background.
Yeah.
And Matt
It's
and I
taken him over a year to work out how to turn his phone landscape.
he's finally done that. He's got that nailed down.
Yeah.
Yep. He came in and it was correct, and he didn't have to do any fiddling, and he was ready.
No fiddling, but plenty of
You'd be
diddling.
surprised.
Right.
You'd be surprised what fiddling goes on under this desk.
We want to say thank you to Lynn for all your support in the background there.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn. She's
Oh,
outside
okay.
because she's listening to the
Okay.
show, so obviously didn't want to.
She was probably in front of the fire then.
I was too hot for that.
Keep it warm.
Can't have the fire on yet, surely.
She's got the fire
Yeah.
on out there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So thank you everybody for coming in. Thank you to Stacy for inviting me this week to Discord. I'm gonna check the Discord out more and try to be a participant over there. And yeah, have another Discord to take part in. But again, thank to everybody for coming in today, and my co-hosts. Some great knives. It was not as Sheffield heavy as certainly Friday's show. If you all happen to catch that,
what do you mean?
That was fantastic.
What could you possibly? That show will happen again for anyone that watched it and thought it was
Okay.
all right.
So another Friday show with the three boys.
But it won't be this week. It might be the week after. It might not. It's just when we can be bothered.
Okay. No show for Mark later on today.
Oh no, Mark's gone.
So Sean has the day off for the rest of the day.
Evening off, yeah.
And,
He's gonna go and polish his sporks.
we'll look forward to seeing him. In a couple more weeks, or is he going to be back next week? Or
I'm not entirely
Okay.
sure. I'm sure he'll keep us all.
I think he
posted.
said 2 weeks off. I think.
I think he did. I think he's travelling abroad, and I think because of when he gets back, it's going to be too tight for him to arrange anything.
Okay. So yeah, maybe a couple more weeks before they're back. But again, Wednesdays we've got a show, TK's Knives and Nonsense at 9:30 p.m. on Wednesday night for all our American fans, and I'll be doing that again with Chris, and we're gonna have Kaylin on this week.
Isn't it TK's AI wives and nonsense?
TKAY.
AI wives and nonsense.
No, we're not going down that rabbit hole anymore. We don't want to stir up any ruffled feathers.
Stir up any feathers, boy.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys over there Wednesday, and
By any chance, are you talking about case knives for Kaylin?
that would be the obvious choice. Yes.
Yep. Good.
Yeah. We're going to talk about patterns that Case should make currently that they're not, and I'm betting that Kaylin has plenty to show.
I was speaking to him last night, actually, funnily enough. We were talking about his collection. He sent me a picture. There's a lot.
There's a lot of them, yeah.
A lot of case knives. A lot of them. He's got a real thing for the jigged red bone. There's a lot of them in the jigged red bone.
Yeah. He's got, that's kind of his main handle material he likes, yeah. Okay, so I'll be real curious to ask him a bunch of questions about different things. We're talking mainly case knives, so make sure you check that out on Wednesday. But for me and the boys, until next week, we'll see you next